Hey Oro, good morning. How are you today? Doing pretty darn well, thank you. Planning on doing the Stranglethorn fishing extravaganza today, which I should have gotten on that boat. Gonna head to Fairless and level some fishing before that happened. I wasn't actually planning on being up this early, but Irsa woke up and she just sat at my door, like licking her chops and like smacking her mouth. So she was just awake next to the door going, oh my god. She was just thirsty, which is fine, but like we keep our door shut at night to keep the dogs from wandering all over the house, being nuisances, and keep the cats out of the bedroom to stop them from being nuisances. So I had to like let her out of the bedroom so she could go get a drink of water. Let her back in. That's why Tigan is streaming 5 a.m. I never stream at optimal times. Doesn't happen. I finished maxing out my cooking skill the other day. That was nice. And I picked up, there's 3 new recipes that they added to this. From Telebim. Telebim Delight, Medley, and Surprise. These are pretty damn good. Telebim Delight gives you spell damage. Medley gives you haste, which not as impressive, but still pretty darn good. And Surprise gives a flat 45 ranged attack power. More fun. I don't see a level requirement on these. Hey, good morning, Britt. How are you today? Only issue with these is like, oh, I have to farm Telebim bananas and Dream Dust so I can make the Gargantuan bananas. And then these require like Heart of the Wild, Essence of Air, and Mountain Silver Sage. So they're not quick and easy recipes. But they probably have a lot of use in raids. Man, I keep hearing about people playing Marvel Snap. What is that? Marvel-based card game on phone. Also on PC. Oh, if it's also on PC, then maybe... I just cannot play games on my phone. There's just those odd exceptions. Played Call of Cthulhu Friday night. That was a blast. Harry was GM, or the Keeper in Call of Cthulhu land. It was my character's second time out, so he was already, Call of Cthulhu, if you're not familiar with the game, it's another tabletop RPG, and the closest analog that you could normally use to be like, oh, it's like this. Well, it's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, but it's much more of a supernatural investigation type game. So there's not a lot of combat. If you are in combat, it's probably going to go worse for you than even, like, BFRPG. But you don't have much in the way of hit points. Your characters don't really have levels. Instead, they might gain a couple of skill points after adventures in, something specific. Usually Cthulhu mythos or, like, the occult knowledge, stuff that happened in the game. And that might make them more knowledgeable the next time around, but they don't get, like... there's not a lot you can do to, like, improve your hit points or your damage, and it's set in, like, real world settings, so you're not getting magic armor or anything. Sandy Peterson wrote a Cthulhu Mythos book for use in 5th edition or Pathfinder. Yeah, and there was a D20 Call of Cthulhu as well, apparently. We're playing, I think it's 7th edition Call of Cthulhu. It hasn't changed too much over the years. I think it's always been percentile. I am far from an expert on Call of Cthulhu. Yeah, it's a Sandy Peterson game. And if that name sounds familiar to you, that's because Sandy Peterson used to work at id Software. He was a level designer for Doom, Doom 2, Quake. I don't know how much longer he was at id after those. But yeah, now he runs Sandy Peterson Games. He does stuff for Chaosium. And the Call of Cthulhu stuff that's been put out recently has been pretty darn good. I've gotten to play 3 sessions now, 2 with the same character. Let's go level our fishing while we wait for this to kick off. I need to be back in Stranglethorn Vale in an hour and 43 minutes for the fishing extravaganza. But yeah, the Call of Cthulhu, you can wind up with cascading failures very, very quickly. Generally, every time you fail, the situation is just going to get way, way worse, and it's going to make any subsequent skill checks that much harder. We were successful on Friday night. It was like a 4-hour game. Just a one-shot. One of us went insane at the tail end. And, like, another character had to beat him over the head with a pitchfork. Like, the blunt portion of a pitchfork. He didn't stab him in the head with a pitchfork. But he beamed him in the head with a pitchfork. Because he was desperately trying to get out of the old farmhouse that we'd sequestered ourselves in. And we had a bunch of, like, warding spells up. Yeah, my character was an artist, and he'd learned, like, some runes to deal with the entity that we're trying to not summon, banish. We were trying to banish this entity, and, like, I'd been frantically carving these protection runes all around the room that we were in to try and keep this thing out. Because everything that it had killed and taken the heart of, it was controlling those bodies. So there were, like, undead townsfolk trying to break into the farmhouse, and they were, like, dead raccoons. It had a bear. So I was desperately putting these runes everywhere I could. While this thing was doing its best to convince everyone to just let any part of it in, which we would have died, and we're pissing it off because we're in the middle of doing this ritual to banish it. And it finally got to one of the characters, and he tried to bolt and run, which would have meant opening up the door. And, yeah, no, he took a pitchfork to the side of the head. He's in an asylum now. My character's not far behind. This is second adventure for this guy. There was one point where he just curled up in a corner crying about why this keeps happening to him. It's a fun game. If you've only played, like, fantasy or sci-fi RPGs where, you know, you're great big heroes or explorers or adventurers, I highly recommend trying out Call of Cthulhu sometime, or checking out plays of it online. Good Time Society does a good one. Who else does a great Call of Cthulhu Let's Play? Oh, I can't remember their name. No Rolls Barred. No Rolls Barred also has a really fun one. It's a fun system, and it is so different from your usual tabletop RPG, because it feels much more social. Perry was super nervous going into it because she hadn't... It wasn't her first time being Keeper, but, like, she'd only been Keeper twice before. She did a one-on-one game with me that came in the starter kit that she got. And then she did an online one on Roll20 with me and some friends. So this was her first time doing it in person, and it was with my group. This. I want to offer promotion of your channel. Viewers, followers, views, chatbots. How do I ban you? Ban. Gone. Yeah, she was pretty nervous going in. Not a lot of GMing experience. And then by the time we got out of Arkham and we got to the old farming town, it had like kicked in and she did great. Like, I'm kind of jealous of her natural DMing skills and her improv skills. Holy crap. She did a great job of not only coming up with, like, solid characters for these NPCs, but also playing them. And she did the voices, too. Like, I don't do the voices in my games. Usually, if there's an interaction with an NPC, I'm just like, oh, and they give you this information. Or, no, it'll cost this much. And Perry went freaking hard. He did multiple voices. There was a great... Oh, who was it? Who was it? It was the guy, this old man who was running the dairy store. And she did such a great job of just playing this really old, talkative guy who wouldn't let you get a word in edgewise. And Melchior was there, and he was trying to, like, get out of this conversation, and he couldn't. And it was the most real bit I've seen in an RPG. You know, when you get cornered by somebody who's like double or triple your age and they won't stop talking to you about stuff you don't care about. And he's trying to be polite, but he can't end the conversation. Yeah, lots of fun. I think we'll be going back to Battletech in 2 weeks. I need to get some clerical stuff out of the way. Battletech is a lot of work in between sessions. Yeah, it's been good. What are you all up to? How's your weekend going? Happens a lot at the local comic shop. Just wanting this 40-odd-year-old weirdo to shut up, but I'm in a good enough mood to not tell them to bugger off. Hey! I'm a 40-year-old weirdo. I'm about to be 40. I turned 40 this year. Not happy about that. Alright. I feel 30, and that's what's important. You beat Max Payne 1 again? Man! That game was such a surprise hit when it came out. Because that was back when, you know, the only thing that people wanted Rockstar to make was Grand Theft Auto. So when it came out, they were like, is it like Grand Theft Auto? No, it's nothing like Grand Theft Auto. It's a dark and gritty, dark comic book styled action game, and the people who did buy it were very happy with it. I played a good portion of it. I never finished it. I'm good at it. But I'm nice. Oh, thank you. Yeah. I try. It also helps that I'm introverted enough that I don't normally talk people's ears off in person. I get that out here. I should have filled back up on coffee before using that bobble. Yeah, it's got that bullet time, which was impressive as hell at the time. I didn't get too much into that one. I think the only, like, gritty crime action game I got into in that era was it Dead to Rights? The one that you had a police dog with you? And that dog was the goodest boy. Oh my god. You could order the dog to do takedowns and, like, retrieve weapons for you. I enjoyed that one. It didn't have, like, nearly as good a story as Max Payne did. But the gameplay was really solid. And the dog gimmick was cool. Yeah, that's right. There was a second one. That one was, like, weirdly focused on driving, wasn't it? Am I thinking of the right game? The Max Payne is like one of those cult classics that I could actually see doing pretty well on getting a remake. But I don't know. There's a lot of things that they could do wrong. You don't remember driving? I might be thinking of a different game. Another hard-boiled cop game from that era. Max Payne kind of kicked off that trend for a few years. More winter squid. I need to be hoarding these. Because I can make agility food with them, and they are only available for, I think, half the year. They're available up until the spring solstice. Spring equinox. Equinox. Spring has an equinox. So, when did Max Payne 3 come out? I don't remember that even getting a release. What happened there? Stranglehold was cool. That was the John Woo one, right? Was Chow Yun Fat in that? (2011). Wow, so it came pretty late after Max Payne 2 then. It was a sequel to Hardboiled. Okay. Yeah, I remember it. I remember it coming out. I didn't play it. But I remember seeing the trailer and being like, I like Hardboiled. I might play that. And then, you know, there was other crap out. I'm never going to get to play everything I want to play. Lame. Lame, right as my fishing buff wore off. Okay, let me grab some more coffee. Be right back. Okie doke. And so long as I have... I won't need a full 12 baubles for the fishing tournament. The tournament is open for like a solid 2 hours, and then you have an additional hour after that to get anything turned in. But during those 2 hours is when these special schools of fish will spawn. And you need to get 40 of... I forget what the name is. It's not terribly important. I'll recognize it when I see it. But back on retail, the tournament was usually like over. Somebody would have won it within generally the first 5 to 10 minutes. Reminds me, do I have my carrot on? I don't have my carrot on. And if I was smart, I would pick up some speed potions. But I am not smart. guy's in my build, right? Yes. Okay. It's always nice bumping into guildies just out in the world. Max Payne 3 was weird. It wasn't the same team. It was weird gameplay. Gameplay was fun. It wasn't the same as the first two. Ditched the whole noir thing and made Max an angry alcoholic. He's sloppy, has no nuance. There's a weird plot and it's set in Brazil. Why even call it Max Payne? I feel like that's... there's a story there. One of the SD Gundam games is on Game Pass. I might have to check. We still haven't actually started playing Gundam Evolution. We were so hyped for it, and then it only launched on PC. And then when it did come to console, it's not cross-platform. And then it has all those other issues with it. And we're kind of like, maybe if they add a Gundam that we care about. Hey, Goose. What's up, man? The Bureau. Yeah, I remember that releasing. I've always been sort of interested in XCOM. But it's also apparently somewhat similar to the HBS Battletech in terms of just like combat feel and stuff. So, which isn't a bad thing. It's more of a how about I wait a little while so I don't get burned out on that sort of gameplay thing. You know, like I have a tendency to do, jumping from JRPG to JRPG. Speaking of JRPGs, apparently Octopath Traveler 2 is out, or at least the demo is out. Also tempting to play. ...2005 Punisher. That was a fun movie. I feel like they did a good job with that movie. It wasn't like, you know, as gritty as the Netflix Punisher that we got later, but I enjoyed it for what it was. The whole thing with the popsicle torture, hilarious, honestly. And then the fight with the big, what was that? Was he a Russian guy? That fight scene was awesome. They did some really good things in that movie. Nothing really stuck out to me as terrible about it. That was before we were getting good comic book movies. You know, this is supposed to be the best leveling up until 300. But it's certainly not going to be the best monetary gain. I could go for stone scale eels in Teneris and be making much more money. I'll do that while we wait. Grab again. I'll wait for this bait to wear off. Yeah, I've seen the comic book page for that popsicle references. It's funny too because even back before we had the MCU, whenever a comic book movie would come out, there'd be people who'd be like, "Oh, that's not how it would be," and there were people. Punisher is one of the most misunderstood comic book characters. Like, I'm not a Punisher expert, and even I can see that the vast majority of Punisher fans, I don't think have ever read a Punisher comic book. I mostly know him from, like, Spider-Man. Because he and Spidey have a tendency to trip over each other in their work, you know? And from that excellent Batman crossover where Punisher's trying to kill the Joker, and Batman's trying to keep Punisher from killing the Joker. Joker, run. Gotta love those Marvel and DC crossovers. I forget what arc it was in Spider-Man that I really liked him in. Oh yeah, of course he scared the Joker. The Joker is such a great manipulator. But he doesn't he has like that same drive for justice that Bruce has. But he has a very different kind of justice, and it does not work with the Joker. Joker had never met somebody like the Punisher before. someone who is so in need of creating justice in the world. But up until Punisher, Joker has always dealt with, like, you know, superhero good guys who have this moral code that they'll stick to. And Punisher's like, if you're a bad guy, I don't have a moral code. But he's also deliberate. He has that kindness in him, too. And not just towards kids. Like, if you can show Frank Castle that you're a good person, he's gonna, you know, do his damnedest to make sure that nothing happens to you either. Yeah, if you are a murdering lunatic, then you are a disease, and Frank Castle is the cure. Plus, the guy can go toe-to-toe with Batman, who stands shoulder to shoulder with gods. I didn't really care for Ultimate Punisher too much. But it might have just been the fact that most of the Ultimates universe was kind of a mess to begin with. A lot of characters in Ultimate were just way too edgy. Like Captain America, I didn't really like in Ultimates. Thor was boring, honestly. Tony Stark had the most interesting, like, rewrite out of all of them. But it was also strange. Like, he was a mutant with a healing factor, and, you know, all the cells in his body functioned as brain cells. It was weird. Yeah, Joker's used to being that kind of sadist. Joker's not used to being targeted by that kind of sadist. And in terms of, like, Frank Castle, I wouldn't even say that it's sadistic. I don't think he takes any joy or pleasure from it. I think there's some satisfaction there in knowing that, you know, his victims will never victimize anyone else again. That's really what the Punisher does, is he turns victimizers into victims. That's a very basic, broad explanation, I know. Right after saying that Frank Castle is misunderstood. I honestly don't even remember Hawkeye in Ultimates. I have read almost every Ultimate Universe comic with the exception of, like, the X-Men ones. I read several volumes of those. I do not remember Hawkeye in Ultimates at all. Right, we're going fishing. For maybe like half an hour. I want to get there before the fishing tournament starts so I can find a couple of pools of fish ahead of time. Because what happens is all those fishing pools in Stranglethorn turn into fishing pools for the fish that you're supposed to catch. That you need 40 of. So if I can find a spot with a couple of pools close to me, that'd be a good place to start the tournament from. What was that? Goose being an idiot. Everybody's shocked. Punisher Max. Set in modern times in a world with no superheroes. That does sound like it would be pretty good. Fish up some Billy Blackmouth used in alchemy. Sell for a decent price usually. We're gonna work our way along the coast. Probably get some wreckage. Really? 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 One of these days I'm going to wind up getting that Marvel subscription that gives you access to, like, their backlog of comics. It seems like a great deal for a comic book fan. I wouldn't call myself, like, a major comic book fan. There have been some good reads. And I certainly followed Spider-Man for a long time. Speaking of comics, though, you know who I'd really appreciate another work from? The hell has Brian Lee O'Malley been up to? I read Scott Pilgrim. I read Seconds. Apparently he was writing for one called Snot Girl. And that one's on, like, indefinite hiatus or something. I don't want to pick up Snot Girl because it's not finished. And it doesn't... kind of up in the air about whether or not it will get finished. Yeah, I hear good things about Snot Girl as well, but apparently there was some kind of drama related to the artist, and it's on hiatus now, so I don't want to start it if it's going to be really good and then not get finished. Like, you know, Scott Pilgrim, of course, was good. I really liked Seconds. I got the hardcover for Seconds, and it was such a great purchase. It was also more relatable than Scott Pilgrim, because these are, you know, characters who are adults, like actual adults in Seconds. They're not, you know, everybody in Scott Pilgrim is either in high school or, you know what? I'm not going to steal that from you. You got there first. You enjoy it. Firefin Snapper. Snapper. Firefin Snapper. Firefin Snapper. It's alright. There is a spot with plenty of stone scale eel south of here. But, oh man, Seconds. I think I might like Seconds more than Scott Pilgrim. I would love to see a movie adaptation of Seconds, and I think that Seconds would actually make for a better adaptation than Scott Pilgrim, because it's a much shorter story. Like, Seconds would actually fit really well into a 2-hour movie without having to cut hardly anything. Grab the eels first. I think they're more valuable than the oily black mouths. Yeah, in Seconds, people are like late 20s, early 30s. They're like struggling to run businesses. But it still has, like, the same kind of humor. They drop a bread makes you fat joke in there, which just tickled me. Because it's such a different story. And it was nice to see that, how different it was from Scott Pilgrim, while still having that great sense of humor. See, what I read of Ultimate X-Men, there was a lot of stuff in Ultimate X-Men that I liked, as far as I got in it. I really liked Beast and Storm in Ultimate X-Men. Ultimates was weird because, like, so many characters are suddenly, like, much edgier and, you know, just assholes. And I feel like Scott was actually much more palatable in Ultimate X-Men than he is in 616. Usually, I read X-Men, I'm like, God, I hate you so much, Scott Summers. But Ultimate X-Men, I was like, you're doing your best. Maybe it's just because Ultimate X-Men had so many crossovers with Spider-Man. And Ultimate Spider-Man was really good. Like, X-Men's never been a big focus of my comic book reading anyways. I like the X-Men, but, like, I'm not a big Wolverine fan. Like, I like Gambit and I like Nightcrawler, but I've also never really read any of their stuff. Most of that enjoyment of those characters is from the 90s cartoon. Oh yeah, Ultimate Wolverine's relationship with Jean Grey isn't even like the worst part about Ultimate Wolverine. There was that one issue where Jean made him and Peter switch places. And he like God, he ruined Peter's life during that comic. Because he was trying to getting Mary Jane's pants, and he was being awful to Aunt May. Like, it was still very Wolverine, but like I was mad at him about it. Peter's life is hard enough. Also, I was mad at Jean. What did Peter do? Why did she punish Logan by switching bodies with Peter? Couldn't she have picked somebody else? This wasn't Peter's fault. Yeah, most of Ultimates is not great. I do like Ultimate Spider-Man. I liked Ultimate Iron Man wasn't bad. It was just weird. Like, it was a really interesting idea. It was written by Orson Scott Card, who, I mean, he's the guy who gave us Ender's Game, but he's also not a great person. And some of that really shows in his writing. You got to do a lot of separating art from artist when dealing with Orson Scott Card. I think the only thing that I read of Wolverine in the comics that wasn't Ultimates was, I think I read the first few issues of Old Man Logan. What was it? I read the one that, like, it was covering his childhood, and he was like a kid during the Civil War. Which one was that? I read that. Mark Miller's a weird writer. Yes. But I also like Miller's stuff. I don't own a lot of comics, but I do own a copy of 300. I should pick up Sin City. I enjoyed Sin City, the movie. I haven't actually read the comic. Is that still there? Did you just find another one? Maybe I should go for the firefin snappers. Have something to pick up. I'm also not getting any skill points out here, but that might just be because I'm spending so much time running between. Want to be Garth Ennis, and yeah, I don't know who that is. I am not as well educated on comic books as you. Hell, I haven't even read Watchmen. I haven't seen Watchmen either. Any form of it. Garth Ennis wrote The Boys. I haven't watched The Boys yet either. We were planning on starting The Boys after watching Invincible. And then we didn't. Like, I don't really have an excuse for why we didn't. I think we just forgot to start watching The Boys. I could probably read Invincible. But season 2 is like right around the corner. And I'm kind of glad I went into Invincible without knowing a damned thing about it. The other problem with adaptations, sometimes they're just better if you go in completely blind. Ooh, Blackmouth. Yeah. Fish you up. Halo Jones. Ooh, a space opera. How long is that? I like comics when they have a beginning, a middle, and an end. Hey, we got a point of fishing. It's been, what, an hour? Oops. Oh, 2 points. I don't understand how fishing levels work in this. It makes no sense to me. You can fish for like 20 minutes straight and not get a skill up, and then you'll get 2 skill ups in a row. on back-to-back casts, and I don't understand it. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yes! It was written in comic strips. Oh, so like Prince Valiant, like the long form style comic strips that were published in the newspaper, but had an ongoing story. Or for that matter, Spider-Man. Spider-Man was published in newspapers for a while too. There's still more? There's still more? We've gotten 2 mithril-bound trunks, and there's still more! Oh, and we got a skill up. It's a good day. Yeah, we got 4 of them. Those things always have nice trade goods that sell pretty well. Oh, you're just fishing anywhere, aren't you? I'm being all picky. Which might be why I'm leveling slow. My baubles wore off. Let's get out to Stranglethorn. I got plenty of bag space. I think we're set, honestly. Pretty sure firefin snappers are all also an alchemy ingredient. Wow. What is with this inflated price on mana pots? Superior Spider-Man and Immortal Hulk. I've been meaning to read Superior for years now. One day I'll get to it. I don't read a lot of Hulk. I read, which was the one where, like, it was post-apocalyptic and, like, everybody else was dead and he was just kind of trapped on Earth? What are you doing, Goose? There's another kitty outside. Bruce is not happy about it. Furious. Furious at this cat for being in our yard. Okay, that does sound familiar to you. Yeah, that one was depressing. Because it was mostly just Bruce wanting to kill himself. And the Hulk being mad at him. You know, like they are. Yeah. That is some nice value. Half a gold apiece. Love it. Why can I not post? Oh. Because my starting price was higher than my buyout. That makes sense. Yeah, I liked that one. It was depressing, but it was good. I think I might hold on to these winter squids. I can actually make good agility. You know what? I can just make that now. No, I'll make that later. I need to get over to strength. 40 minutes until thingies start. That I can cook the mite fish. That's stamina food. I completely missed a trunk. I need to sell more stuff. And he's just beating the hell out of that window. Don't knock my shit over, man. Oh, I can puddle. We have a lot of outside cats in our neighborhood. They like to come by, get goods. I like to think that they brag to him about being outside. But I would brag to them that Goose is going to live a lot longer. This is not a good neighborhood to be an outdoor cat. We got raccoons. Busy street.
Need help?
Not out in the country.
Careful.
Alright. Quick ad break. I'll be back momentarily. Thanks for watching, guys. See you all shortly. I'm back. Oh, is the kitty right here now? It's not even looking at you. That's the best part. Oh, you're a small kitty. Oh, I ran off. Boy, he was just right there in front of you, wasn't he, Goose? Wasn't even looking at him for most of it. He was just sitting there looking the other way like... I'm not scared of you. Funny to me how territorial cats are. You know what? I should set my hearth here.
Got the best deals anywhere. Yeah, what do you want? Keep it real.
I've already got my PvP spec on. I've got my movement bonus from that. Hello again, kitty. God, they are all over here today. Right outside the inn. That guy. Wriggle Bass Bait. He is the one that we need to bring the fish to. Half an hour. It's exciting. Nice to do this weekly. I never won the Stranglethorn Vale fishing contest in retail, but I did win the one that they had in... What was the basin? Northrend. I'll say it was Skalazar Basin? That's wrong. I'm pretty sure that's wrong. I won that fishing contest a couple of times. Seeing a lot of fishing pools. There's one. Speckled tasty fish. It's not already going on, is it? Server time does not matter? Oh, I'm confused. Is it already going? Everything says that it starts at 2 p.m. Pacific, but I don't know what that means on Turtle WoW. Thought I had. Does not say. I guess I'll just start fishing. Yeah, everyone's already going. Damn. What time did this start? Britt, what time is it over there? .30? Yeah, it shouldn't start for another half hour. If it's server time? Annoyed. Like, I planned my whole morning around this. That's weird. Oh, it's kind of messed up. There we go. I mean, it's still worth doing. There's other prizes to be had. Do I not have a high enough level? There it goes. Oh my god, there are speckled tasty fish already. Ah! Is the server time an hour off? I'm so upset. I'm not. That's just kind of annoying, because I totally could have been out here. Whatever, we'll get it done. Maybe we'll catch some of the rare fish. We're getting good skill points. Put this on the bar so we can see how many we have. Apparently not. Never mind. We're at 4. Oh my god. My god. I get too far away? No, that's tasty fish. Okay, good. I'm not flagged, man. Go away. Also, you're level 9? What are you doing here? No idea what his goal was. There's... Dude! Knock it off! South. Of course, the further we get away from Booty Bay, the more tools we'll have to ourselves. Oh my god! Go away! Why? Why is he doing this? What is this behavior? I don't understand. Well, he's level 9 in Stranglethorn Vale. There's no reason for him to be out here aside to be annoying to me. Like, I don't get it. And Gromgol's back there. If he needs to leave, he can get to Gromgol and he can leave. So he's just here to be irritating. At first, when he showed up as PvP flagged, I thought that was like, you know, he's bait to try and get me to flag for PvP. But I'm not going to kill him anyways because he's too low of a level to be worth honor. Also, I've played this game long enough. But now that I'm seeing that he's not actually a war mode player. Like, I don't understand what's going on. He's not even PvP flagged. He's just running up to me and being annoying. He's releasing, too. Instead of just walking back and rezzing. Oh, sweet. That bloated mite fish. That's one of the special prize fish. Good. Good, good, good. Okay, I'm at least walking away with something. Might be some Eternum fishing line. I could go for that. This guy. I have to understand this behavior. Because he hasn't changed mine. Aside from getting me to message him. Maybe that was his goal? He could have just asked. Like if he's lonely or something? Just say hi. There's better ways to get attention. I don't think this pool is actually in fishable water. There's two of them we've seen like this. Crud. Get your own school. Good. See, that guy's polite. Somebody's fishing at a pool, let him have that pool. Although I've seen with the fishing extravaganza, multiple people wind up on a pool. Like you can get uh, pretty clever with fishing tournament strats, believe it or not. Bringing friends with you who aren't actually in the fishing tournament to just keep throwing out casts in your pool but not actually catch anything in it, just to make it look like there's more people there than there actually are. You can also have people, like friends, go to other competitors' pools and fish from them just to wear the pool down faster. Like, it got aggressive on retail. Weirdly competitive. But I like that emergent gameplay. Oh, that was totally in there, and now I'm being a dummy. There we go. We're halfway there. We at least got a bloated mite fish, so we're gonna get something. There we go. What are you doing, Goose? You're interrupting the fishing tournament. What you're doing, Goose? Be able to fish from this one? Right. Close. Oh my god. Getting skunked. You can also have friends come out and scout pools for you. You can have them running, like one friend running south along the coast and the other friend running north along the coast to try and find the next closest pool to you that isn't grabbed. Like if you had a guild that was willing to help you out with the fishing contest, you could be a nuisance to so many people. There's... you're another one that I might not be able to get to. I'm just worth trying. Hey, good morning, Cran. How are you? Well, congratulations. Snapper. Tasty fish. Yeah, I have a turtle mount. Pretty much everybody on this server gets a turtle. On retail, there was a sea turtle mount that was very rare, and you could only get it through fishing. That's probably one of the more rare mounts I have on retail. Because not only is leveling fishing a slog, actually finding the mount is a slog too. Like, it took weeks. Need 8 more. Go away! It's this same guy again. He's just following me around, going and getting monsters to kill him, and then running them over to me. No. Really has nothing better to do with his time. I think it is time to head back north. We have something right here. We don't. You could also fish from the back of the sea turtle mount in retail, which was just great. Just great. In Turtle WoW, though, they have the survival skill set, which lets you make, like, torches, and then at higher levels, tents, and then at even higher levels, fishing boats. I'll probably be leveling that up next. What are you doing, Goose? See another kitty? You do see another kitty. Oh, it's a little kitten! A little orange kitten. You're like 10 times his size. You're so mad about it. Crazy to think that WoW is still going, given how old it is. Few MMOs last that long. I don't know. A lot of the major ones are still around. EverQuest is still around. Final Fantasy XI is still around. RuneScape is still around. Meridian 59 is still around. Yes, there are MMOs that have lasted longer than WoW. Meridian 59 was around before EverQuest and is still going. Same goes for RuneScape. I don't think that there's a... WoW is probably the most successful MMO that has lasted as long as it has. But I think in the long run, FF14 is going to wind up being more successful. Yep, EverQuest 1 and 2 are both still going. The main ones that stand out in my mind that are no longer going are like the old Neverwinter Nights. That one's dead. That's really the only old one in my mind that actually died. Well, no, I guess Star Wars Galaxies, that one died, didn't it? Pretty sure that got taken offline. Oh, there's another one from that era. It's kind of a cyberpunk one. I love Phantasy Star Online. I would not call it an MMORPG. It's definitely an online RPG, but you don't have a big persistent world that you run into other people randomly. You know, the new Neverwinter isn't bad. What are you doing? That's just bad manners. Do you even have the fishing skill to catch anything here? Maybe somebody's watching my stream and wants to be on camera with me. Maybe. Maybe. It would explain that McDonald's guy who kept following me around. I don't know. There's always so much weirdness. Anyways, like it's totally likely that McDonald's is just out here being a nuisance to other players as well. I don't know what's going on with that night elf. Because I think you have to be minimum fishing skill of 150 to catch the speckled tasty fish. I need 2 more. And I get that stealing from other people's pools is a legitimate strategy, but it also slows you down. So unless your goal is simply to sabotage others, I don't see it as worthwhile. Is Ra the game where you had 2 factions of Horde and Alliance and story-wise they're antagonistic to each other? Yep, that is the one. Even when it didn't make sense in the story for them to be antagonistic to each other. The problem with having an MMO that's set in a world that already had 3 games and a bunch of novels and comics in it is eventually that writing is gonna slump. And it totally slumped. Like, I would usually still pick up new expansions just for, just to follow the story. Maybe not necessarily raid and do a lot of grouping. But I was still following it up through Warlords. I think Shadowlands is the first one that I didn't get. I'm now like 2 expansions behind on the retail and the story. But the story just got to a point where it's like, why am I playing this? This is not... It's not good anymore. Apparently Dragonflight is good. But that would require me getting a subscription again. Don't want to. It's a game that I want to play anymore. Totally distracting from the fishing tournament, but whatever. Will you land in the wreckage, please? It would require me giving Blizzard money. The only way I see myself giving Blizzard money is if Microsoft bought them out. Their stuff wound up on Game Pass. There's not a lot of major corporate buyouts that I'm like, yeah, I want that to happen. But this is definitely one of them. It's not like Microsoft can make Activision Blizzard worse than they already are, you know? Look at all these mithril trunks I've found today. Yeah, Sony is being crazy about it. And they've been very bad faith about the whole thing. Like, oh, well, we can't let this happen because that would make Call of Duty exclusive. And Microsoft is like, well, how about we give you a 10-year deal on Call of Duty? And they're like, no! Okay. So it's not about Call of Duty then. In 2 years, Saigon's going to be saying, I can't believe Microsoft made Blizzard worse than they already were. I just don't see how it's possible. You know? Like, Microsoft managed to make Halo worse, but even then, like, they're still playable? And, like, they make a lot of bad business decisions, but nothing that's just blatantly evil, you know? Like, Activision Blizzard has become a truly evil company. I know a lot of people out there are like, but Saigon, Microsoft is evil. Well, sure, but they're the Diet Coke of evil. They're standard corporation evil. You know, if you're writing off, you know, anything from Microsoft, that's fine. I get it. I totally understand not being invested in Windows, especially with Windows 11. Ooh, don't like a lot of decisions that were made there. They're Costco evil. Costco's not even that bad. Costco sells a lot of their stuff at cost or lower, and they pay their employees really well. That's it. That's 40 of them. Go turn these in. Like, I don't like Costco because it's some serious late stage capitalism, but they're also still way better than so many other companies.
What's up?
Why not? The bloated fish wasn't one of them? I can't turn these into you at all? Oh, you're the Fishmaster Apprentice. Okay. Right. I can get money for turning in the tasty fish.
Keep it real. Welcome, friend. Be good. Interesting.
Okay, so next week I know this thing starts at 6 in the morning. I can still
Have a good one.
keep fishing to grab one of those rare fish.
Be careful out there. Hey, how you doing? Glad I could help. Yeah, what do you want? Hurry back.
Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. I already have Mithril Shield Spike, but I can sell that. I don't think that's even that rare, though. Oh, well. Oh, well, I know what I'm doing for next week. You can't get past the Costco bouncer? Ah, the trick to Costco, instead of getting the membership, is to give one of your friends who has a membership, or even go online. There's websites where you can do this. You can get a gift card for Costco, and a gift card will let you in. So either like give one of your friends who does have a Costco membership money to get you a gift card, or just go online and you can get a gift card somewhere. The gift cards can only be purchased by Costco members, but I know that some of them just buy these cards and then they sell them online. And then you can buy the card yourself without having to, like, it'll cost you a little bit more, so they make a profit. But, it'll still get you in. And they do have very, very competitive prices. Like, out of all of the mega corporations out there, I don't have too much of a problem with Costco because they at least treat their workers like people. I know that's a low bar, but that's where we are these days. Yeah, Microsoft is, they're just standard corporation kind of bad. They're not like crimes against humanity bad. Yeah, capitalism is broken and exploitable, but in terms of market systems, we don't have a lot of better options. The issue with capitalism is that there's not enough protections in place to keep it from, like, spinning out of control. And the issue is, even when you do have protections in place, like we used to, eventually somebody gets enough money to buy enough votes to just change the rules. So there's... Former Waffle House employee doesn't sound intimidating. Do you not have Waffle Houses in the UK? No, that is intimidating. I'm not going to mess with somebody who used to work at Waffle House. I don't think there's a single Waffle House in America that, like, hasn't had some sort of insane crime happen at it. Who are you? Go away! It's the same Night Elf Rogue. Well, at least they're fishing their own pool this time. But I'm totally going to steal that from them. Because they stole from me. It's not that the waffles themselves are a deadly weapon. It's that a lot of American food chains that are open 24/7 just run into this problem. But Waffle House gets it enough that it's basically a meme here. See, I don't know that they're actually getting anything, or if they're just here to interfere with others. It's possible to have your fishing skill at 150 by level 19. Oh, no, they are getting catches. I'll be damned. You're not fishing there? You're just standing there? Oh, my bait wore off. We have the occasional Taco Bell, and there's like one Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is an actual evil company. I don't have a problem with Taco Bell. And I don't understand why Taco Bell is the target of so many memes. Like, Taco Bell, if you're gonna eat fast food, Taco Bell is actually one of the healthier options. The joke about Taco Bell giving you the runs is usually just because people don't get enough fiber normally. And Taco Bell has a lot of fiber in it. There was also a lawsuit against Taco Bell claiming that they don't actually use meat. And it turns out that their meat is of a higher quality than most other fast food places. So I don't understand like where all of this hate for Taco Bell comes from. It's very manufactured. It's like the whole thing with Coronas. Those rumors were started either by Coors or Bud. I can't imagine that I've run into two people who are watching this stream. We only have 5 viewers. I'm streaming something that's fairly niche early on a Sunday morning. What are the odds that I've got people watching and also playing Turtle and have nothing better to do with their time than just follow me around? Oh, that's right. I can open up the bloated whitefish. Approximately 3,720 to 1. Never tell me the odds. Waffle House sounds like it's the equivalent of a kebab place or a 24/7 Subway here. That is my understanding. I've heard stories about the kebab places over there. I understand that, like, it is the best place to get a kebab. Like, you want to get a kebab from somewhere that's open at 3 o'clock in the morning from somebody that you can't understand. I hear that that is the best kebab. How a lot of Mexican food is here. You get a lot of people who poo-poo food trucks, but you want to find the food truck that's being run by the angry abuela and like her daughter-in-law. And you don't know what she's saying, but she sounds angry, but she's very nice to you. Best Mexican food. A lot of Americans are really weird about their food. They want all of their restaurants to be like upscale, but they also complain that there's no good food. Like, oh, there's no food scene here. Like, what? What are you talking about? We have amazing food here. Where did you go? Oh, I've been here and here and here and here and here. Oh, okay. So you go to restaurants that have big light up signs that have advertisements. No, 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 no. No, you want to find the food trucks in the sketchy parts of town, and, you know, find the places that are hidden in an alleyway that are in the basement of some other bar. Like, we have amazing food here. People just don't look for it, and then they complain that there's no good food. Like, we found this great Ethiopian restaurant. Lovely little place. It's actually really nice when you get in there. And it's in a nice part of town. But you don't know it's there because their sign is like... It's like they printed it up at home on a color printer. And the only other thing that's in that same building is... Like, there's a dance school, and they have a much bigger sign. So you don't know that this Ethiopian restaurant is there. But when you find it, it is delicious. And it's run by this, it's just a small family business. The mom and the grandma, they barely speak any English. The son speaks English. But the mom and the grandma speak French. Great food. Super tasty food. A good kebab places the idea of how small and how much meat can we stuff into a small box. Yeah. Yeah. You want it bursting. That's like our Euro places here. People complain that we don't have good Euros, but they don't want to go to the Euro places that don't look like an American restaurant. Like, they'll walk in, and if there's not enough white people there, they'll just turn back around and walk out. and then they say that they can't find any good food. It's the same thing with Thai food. People complain like there's no good Thai food here. That's another common complaint I hear. Or, oh, I can't get it. You know, they never have it spicy enough. I'm like, okay, well, how spicy did you order it? I told them to give me as spicy as they got. Okay, well, you need to order it Thai hot. Because they're just giving you white person spicy. You gotta ask for Thai hot. And that's what will make your face just expel any fluid that is in your body. Oh, it hurts. It hurts so bad. I've heard of drunk people jumping over the counter and stealing whole kebab wheels. Wow. Aren't those, like, hot, though? Like, don't they get burned when they grab them? Since we're talking about food, has anyone here watched The Menu yet? Fantastic, fantastic dark comedy about foodie culture. It is so good and so clever. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Absolute must watch. Even if you're not interested in like food, if you like dark comedies and dark humor, watch it. It's great. Pub food is big over there. We don't have a lot of pubs here. We mostly have bars, and bar food here kind of sucks in comparison. I mean, people talk about how they like bar food here, and I don't get it. We do have we have two pubs here that I'm aware of that actually have full menus, like actual good pub food. We have one just down the road from us. We love them. They do a full Irish breakfast with like the blood sausage and the baked beans, and they're actual good baked beans. They're not. They're the ones that are cooked in tomato sauce, which throws off a lot of people here because American baked beans get cooked in brown sugar. So usually American baked beans are very sweet, and these ones are savory. Soda bread, potatoes, it's delicious. I just wish that it came with more blood sausage. Like, I eat primarily vegan these days, but if we go there for breakfast, I'm getting the Irish breakfast platter. That thing will feed me for an entire day. In fact, I kind of have to spread it out over the day or it will kill me. Yeah, our local pub is like that too. Very diverse. They've always got live music in the evenings, which is nice. It's in a historic building too. They are always super packed on St. Patrick's Day. Like insanely packed on St. Patrick's Day. Like you have to get there before open. But people will watch like the St. Patrick's Day parade on Théon Street from the balcony. And then our other pub here is up in Palmer Lake called O'Malley's. And it's like half pub, half biker bar. They have the best wings. Amazing wings. Yo, Mr. Elio. Which online? I don't know what that means. Can you elaborate? $6.50 for a pint and a burger with chips? That's an amazing deal. Holy crap. And in this economy? Wow! That's cheaper than grocery shopping now. This isn't gonna land anywhere in that school, is it? Absolutely not. Okay. I think I got 10 minutes left in this fishing extravaganza. Oh, we got another 25. We got some money there. We have an hour after it ends to get it turned in. So that's ample time for me to run back and get the rest of these turned in. Which one is online on the server? Which one what? All right, later, Cran. Maybe he's asking which server I'm on? It says it in the title. It's Turtle WoW. Also, hey, Fish Food, how's it going? How long have you been lurking? Oh, okay. So it's very much a regional thing on that pricing. That makes sense. The cities here are always more expensive, too. A lot of players? Yeah. Yeah, there's usually over 1,000 players now. They got a big boost after Lich King Classic, that whole debacle. And a bunch of people came over to Turtle WoW during that. Like, you used to count the number of people on Turtle WoW in maybe the low hundreds. And then following that, it's more like low thousands. There's, if you go to the website, you can see how many people are online. Yeah, it's got a good community. I really, really like the community here. I've jumped around between a couple of different private servers. Chronos and Ascension. And I've preferred Turtle WoW. The big thing here is that it's a vanilla plus server. The idea of a vanilla plus server is what if they just kept adding content to the original release of WoW instead of releasing Burning Crusade? So we have a couple new zones, we've got some new raids, some new dungeons, new quests, new professions, but it's still level 60 cap, and the whole thing still takes place on Azeroth. Ever tell you how much I hate London? Because I do. I hear from a lot of English that they hate London, in the same way that I hear from a lot of French that they hate Paris. London is London, and England is England. Paris is Paris, and France is France, is the way I understand it. Oof. Oof. 3 hardcore character deaths. Just like that. They were all together, too. There's a story there, and I want to know what it was. We got, what, 5 more minutes of Tasty Fish schools? I thought we had a rare fish with that bloated white fish, and I was wrong. I would like to find one next 5 minutes. I don't think that was overconfidence. I feel like they wandered into the wrong area. And it was a group of them. And none of them knew to stay out of that area. It's not in fetchable water. There we go. There we go. Tail end of it. Oh, we got skunked there. We didn't get any tasty fish out of that one. It's just as well. Ooh, some floating wreckage. Nice. Nice, nice. Oh, 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 oh. Thought that might be it. There it goes. Okay, I think I just saw the call. Tasty fish have gone for the week. We do have a lot of breweries here. And they've got a lot of fun craft beers, but most of them don't do anything special with their food. At the pub, though, you know, you can get the Irish breakfast. They've got boxties. They've got curry. Fish and chips. What? Girls? Let me finish getting this wreckage, and then I will get you your food. Oh, no, that was it. Okay, I'll be right back. I need to let the dogs out. Yeah, it's the same here. Usually the more dense the population is, the more diverse and LGBTQ friendly the areas are. You start getting out into the boonies, though, people tend to get a lot less open and understanding. I mean, you still get friendly people, but overall, they're less inclusive. Or at least I've had friendly experiences, but I'm also a white guy. We have been having an issue out east here. You know what? It's going to get political. I'm going to quit talking about it. Yeah, the more population density you have, the more inclusive an area tends to be. Can I get over to the road from here? I can do that. Let's talk Armored Core. Does look exciting. I am very, very excited for it. I've been saying for years that I want From Software to go back to Armored Core with all the lessons that they've learned from the Soulsborne series. I want a punishing Armored Core again. Bring back the whole weird Humanity Plus system. Space Marine 2 does look good. Yep. Excited for that. Games Workshop is, they're pretty awful, but they're not Blizzard awful. They're awful enough that I'm probably not going to buy their official miniatures ever, or any of their books. But gosh darn it, I will probably play Space Marine 2, because I enjoyed the heck out of the first one. I will make an exception for that. I was not expecting to enjoy that game as much as I did. And what's funny is, like, there's nothing particularly special about Space Marine. It's a third-person action shooter, and it does it very competently. And that's it. 3D printers make making your own miniatures real easy. It absolutely does. I don't have a 3D printer myself because I don't have a good place to put it. Resin smells. Like, if I had a garage, I would probably get a 3D printer and do my own print. But as it stands, I just buy them from different printers on eBay. That's what I do for BattleTech. I still buy all the official miniatures when they come out because they're at a fair price. They come down to being like $5 a piece. There's also, you can get the metal official miniatures, but those are like $20 a piece, and I don't want to spend $20 a piece on everything.
Hey, how you doing? Have a good one.
I didn't get any rare fish this week. That's okay. I'll be back next week.
Be careful out there. Interesting. Keep it real. Be good. Welcome, friend.
It's good money. It is good money. Got a bunch more that we can sell now. Age weave. Oops. Nope. Do rune cloth. More firefin snapper. It actually sells all right. What does grilled squid go for? Yeah, yeah, worth cooking. I need soothing spices. Buy some spices. Quid and then sell it. Hey, morning Zen. Been forever. How are you doing? Yeah, I started playing Vermintide when it was on Game Pass. Not bad. I couldn't stick with it though. The frame rate didn't feel consistent. It just didn't feel good to play.
How are you?
But like, mechanically it was fine. Needed soothing spice, right? Oh, I need another one. Also sell that. That's stamina food. Have
Safe travel.
all of your rest. That cooking fire still there? There it is. There it is. What? Nobody sells Glossy mitefish? I wonder if there's a better stamina food. Interesting. Oh. Ooh, this Telebim food sells for... Dude. Oh, I need to take advantage of that. Maybe I'll farm out some more ingredients for these during the week. Sell them before the weekend. A lot of stuff sees a rise in value going into the weekend because that's when most people raid. I hope you don't mind me saying, but I think quite a few people were left a little confused to where you went after you moved to that other platform a while back. Yeah. Yeah. I was getting frustrated with Steam and YouTube, or not Steam, Twitch and YouTube. So I moved over to Odyssey. And then the more time I spent on Odyssey... No. That wasn't the issue. Odyssey started acting like YouTube. They started doing some of the things that I didn't like from YouTube. I could not tell you specifically what it is because it's been a while, but yeah, I took almost like a year off from doing any kind of content creation. It became very frustrating to me. It didn't feel like fun anymore. I already have a job, you know? So it was very frustrating to be at work and then, you know, try to do YouTube and Twitch as a job. Yeah, give me that money. I also deleted the old Discord server. There was a lot going on outside of the channel as well. I just went through a period where I kind of wanted to burn everything down. I want to get back to Stormwind. Like, I'm still burned out from Dragon Quest. I still haven't played Treasures. I haven't played through Dragon Quest X offline. I honestly don't know what I really want to do with the channel from this point on, so I'm just playing what relaxes me and streaming when I feel like streaming. Well, so it wasn't just the Discord message. I replaced every single video description on YouTube with where I had gone and with the new Discord information. And I was still getting messages on YouTube of people saying, hey, where'd you go? People were leaving comments on YouTube asking me where I went when it was in the description. And I think that was also part of why I just got, like, frustrated for a while and left. It was because, you know, I'm in IT. I spend a lot of my day looking at issues that are caused because people aren't paying attention and not reading the instructions on the screen. And then I'd get home and I'd see just silly comments on YouTube and Twitch, and people asking questions that they don't need to ask if they paid any attention or just read for 5 seconds, it would give them the answer. So spending time at work dealing with that, and then, you know, coming home and trying to spend my free time playing a game and seeing these questions again, it's like, okay, I need to remove myself from this for a while. I think there could be a good chance of DQ10 offline being localized. I mean, it makes sense to localize it. It makes a lot of sense to localize it. But that doesn't mean that we're going to get it, as Square Enix has shown us before. I think our best chance of getting DQ10 offline is if Nintendo steps in and decides to localize it. Like they did with 7 and 8. Like, the next Dragon Quest that I'm legitimately excited for, like, really, really want to play is HD, 3D, 2D. The new Dragon Quest 3 that they've been working on for a couple of years now, and they haven't told us anything about it. DQ9 remake would be fantastic. I'm not holding my breath. They'll probably just remake the Roto trilogy again. Man, I do not understand Square Enix. They're sitting on so many assets and they're misusing them. I just used a mail. I didn't. Yeah, we've got 1 through 3 remade several times. Zenithian Trilogy got remade on the DS and on mobile. 7 and 8 got remade on 3DS. And then they released the Roto Trilogy again instead of doing 9. And then they even gave us an offline remake of 10. They skipped over 9 to give us a remake of a game that is still out and going strong. I'm just under the impression that they don't like 9. That's all that I can figure, and it doesn't make sense. No, they didn't shut the 10 servers down. 10 is still going strong. You kidding? They haven't even shut down Final Fantasy XI's servers. They're not shutting down 10 servers anytime soon. There's some stuff that's been removed from the game. Like the only way to play your siblings' offline adventure now is, I think, on the Wii? You might still be able to do it on the Wii U, but, like, none of the current editions let you play through your siblings' adventure. Alright, folks. I think this is going to be it for me today. Thank you for watching. I will see you all next time. Take care.